Why do we keep doing this?
Why?
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I said hey.
Hey.
Welcome back to my channel. Hey y'all, I'm Jasmine W. Welcome back to my YouTube channel.
Hey, girl.
This video is gonna be a little late, but guess what, baby? I went to sleep, okay? Because Johnny pissed me off, okay? But today I'm doing this video with plenty of light and a clear head. And less anger than I had yesterday, which is, I guess, unfortunate for y'all, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, this is my Married at First Sight reaction video. We do this every single week as far as Married at First Sight goes. A lot of y'all wondered if I was going to be doing Ready to Love. It starts on Friday, tomorrow. And I will be doing Ready to Love tomorrow. I think I will actually go live tomorrow. I don't know. Let's just see. Because I kind of want to do my, like, you know, my inner me voice on it. But anyway, I did a poll on Instagram to see if y'all wanted me to go live for Ready to Love every week, or if you wanted me to do the videos like I do right now with the recording of my inner me. And y'all said do both, mix it up. And so I think I'm just gonna do both, you know? So yeah, anyway, thank y'all for the advice, because I really love going live. Like, it's fun, you know? But I do think that, you know, the inner me has some value here, so I'm gonna do both. Anyway, I don't have any major announcements for y'all this week. If you donated to the food truck that I told y'all about last week, I really appreciate it. If you donated to the girl on my Instagram who was raising money for coats, I really appreciate it. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, you're missing out on a lot of stuff. I mean, do you really F with me if you don't follow me on Instagram?
Hell no.
I don't think you do. Anyway. Let's get into it, okay? Y'all know how we do. We almost start with the what?
Most boring couple.
Most boring couple on my channel. I think this week's most boring couple was Jose and Rachel, because they barely even showed them. I got my little notebook. They barely even showed them at all this episode. Like, we got a whole hour in, and me and my mom was like, where is Jose and Rachel? And then they popped up. Anyway, Dr. Pepper. Okay, so y'all know the couples. Y'all watch the show, right? But if you don't, there's a couple people on my channel who don't watch the show. They only watch my reviews. So each couples met with the counselors this week in a one-on-one session to talk about how they felt about how their relationship was going, because there's 4 weeks left in the process. I think, like, something like that. It's been 4 weeks, and I think there's like 4 or 5 weeks left or something like that. So anyway, Jose and Rachel, they met with their counselors individually. Dr. Pepper put Jose on blast and said, I think you do have the tendency to be controlling.
And you are. And what are you going to say? What are you going to do?
And he was looking like ain't nobody ever told him that before. And I think plenty of people have told Jose that, okay? He just be acting shocked every time.
His ex told him.
No, you controlling, okay? The hell? I wrote down Rachel was looking good, honey. Rachel was looking cute. Okay, she had a little red lipstick on. Her makeup looked good and everything when she sat down with the doctor, so that was cute. What really tripped me out is Rachel said Jose is everything that she asked for and more.
When? And what did you ask for, child?
And hold on. He everything you asked for.
What you asked for?
So you asked for controlling,
dookie head,
a controlling man under 5'10" with anger issues, who will lock you out without thinking about your safety and your sleep.
The opposite of Sierra's prayer, honey.
Cause I ain't never seen nobody ask for that
Ever.
And where's the and more?
Okay, because I see less.
What's the and more that Jose got that you didn't ask for and he ended up having?
Crickets.
Okay, girl. I wrote down, the last thing I wrote down is these black people behind Rachel knew that they was on TV. When they were sitting down, when she was sitting down and talking to Jose, there was some black women behind there, and it was just, you know how we act. We be extra dramatic anyway, honey, but y'all knew y'all was on Lifetime.
They did.
I honestly didn't pay attention to anything Rachel and Jose said, because I was too busy worried about the black women behind. Like, look what they talking about. They having a good time. Anyway, those are literally all of the notes that I had on Jose and Rachel. So,
okay.
Wah, wah, wah. Anyway, let's move on to Mirla and Gil. I wrote down, Gil, first of all, Gil shaved and he missed some beard hairs right here in the front. How do you miss beard hairs in the front? like on your cheeks? How do you shave everything but you miss a few beard hairs here? Like, listen, we all love Gil to death, okay? He's patient, he's caring, he has a great personality, he talked too much, which in his case really works out for us, you know what I mean? And Mirla, because she knows me and stuff. But Gil really needs to go to a facial specialist.
Dermatologist, yeah.
He need to find a black woman or a Korean woman to do his facials.
Whoever Charlemagne goes
because his skin texture needs improvement, okay? And we know he don't know how to take care of his skin because he missing some beard hairs on his shave.
Period. And using the wrong razor.
Can we send him some tin skin?
Girl.
Because I know that dry your skin out, but my daddy used to use that and it really helped with ingrowns and stuff. I even used to use it back in the day, child. Anyway, Mirla can be negative. Dr. Pepper went in on Mirla. First of all, Mirla showed up to her meeting with Dr. Pepper drunk.
As a skunk, honey.
And you know what? That's some stuff I would do. I'm not even gonna lie. That is very Jasmine-like. Like, I would...
Show up tipsy.
Baby, this is a TV show, honey. All I gotta do is show up after happy hour. Yes, and I gotta be there at 8 o'clock. Babe, no. I'm gonna have 3 margaritas before I come, and I don't blame Mirla. She was lit, honey. Eyes was glazed over, giggling. I mean, I don't blame her though. We got a kick out of it. She was having fun. Anyway,
I was entertained.
Dr. Pepper told Mirla that she can be negative, and she totally can. Like, she's negative Nancy, honey. And Dr. Pepper gave her some really good advice that I think y'all might be able to listen to too. Is like, sometimes being negative could just like bring down the vibe, you know? Like, we're having a good time. Why are you complaining? You know? So yeah, I think that's really good advice that some of y'all could probably listen to too.
Y'all, some of y'all need that. Because that's why y'all only got 3 friends.
I wrote down criticisms killed the cat. And I know it's curiosity, but criticism is what really killed the cat because, baby, it'll kill the cat, it'll kill the mood, it'll kill the kitty cat, the way the kitty cat gonna function, honey. We talk about more than one cat here. Criticisms will literally kill the cat. And if you a man watching, you date women, you need to understand that, baby, criticisms will kill the kitty cat, okay? Like Beyonce said, let's go, kitty cat. Meow. That means I'm out of here. So just take notes.
And the eggplant, if you really want to think about it.
Anyway, child, if y'all hear something in the background, that's my dog. Get in your bed and lay down.
Girl.
Anyway, let's move on to Brett and Ryan.
Oh, Lord.
Listen, I see why Brett is confused a little bit. Because they flashed back to the honeymoon and Ryan was acting all lovey-dovey with her. We forgot about that. Or at least I did. She said after he left and came back or whatever, he changed, okay? Ryan was acting really, really different on the honeymoon at the beginning of the relationship. Then he immediately, it's like he ghosted her, but he see her every day. I don't know. This is what I have to say about it, okay? Let me go through my notes. Ryan said, or the redhead said, Brett said, I know his ideal wife isn't me. Okay, if you know that, why can't you just tell him that? But let's keep going.
Low self-esteem.
I said, Ryan making that damn checklist, but not telling Brett nothing.
Okay.
After they both met with the counselors, they both got notes on what they should ask their partner in an attempt to move the relationship forward. Then they met and neither one of them didn't say shit.
Why? Explain.
Like, they just looked at each other and nobody said anything.
Stupid.
Actually, the Republicans specifically asked the redhead, what did you have any learnings from your session? And she's talking about, most of it was for me. Yeah, it was for you to ask him.
Period.
When did he feel a disconnect? When did he know that things were changing in the relationship? And you never said anything. Why? I feel like there are so many people like this. Typically not black women.
Girl.
But there are a lot of women out here who just sit back and and don't ask the questions or, you know, that they need to ask so that they can get the closure or whatever, the answers that they needed in a relationship, but they also don't leave. They just stick around and just wait for somebody to break up with them, I guess. Like, why aren't you asking him these questions? I don't get it.
Nah, black women be doing that too, though.
Oh my gosh. The Republican said, Ryan said, I avoid saying things I know you don't want to hear.
Okay.
Well, how about just saying how you feel?
Right.
I think sometimes men be like, oh, well, I don't want to hurt your feelings. Well, don't say anything about me. How about that?
Problem solved.
Say about how you feel. I think that men think like they have to be like Johnny in order to break it off with somebody. Like, you know what? I don't really like your teeth. I don't like your hair. Your booty stank. I went in your bathroom. Your bathroom was dirty. Why don't you say, you know what? I just don't think I'm getting the things that I need in a relationship. And I just want to move on.
Period.
And then some of y'all be like what? Like what? Please tell me something about myself. If they not getting what they need, period. End of discussion.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like Brett is the type of person, and we saw this in the beginning when she was at the wedding, and she even brought it up this episode. We've already made it clear that I'm not his type and he's not my type. Well, it wouldn't have been clear if you wouldn't have asked that at the wedding.
Just ready to get hurt.
You already mentally had it made up in your mind that you guys weren't each other's types when you had that conversation with his friends at the wedding. And I said, you looking for low self-esteem.
Ooh, child.
Because whether y'all are each other's type is really irrelevant, because there's lots of people who end up in successful relationships and be like, they're not even my type or the person that I would normally date. Because a lot of times, baby, your type ain't working, obviously.
Yeah, your type toxic.
Anyway, I wrote down, girl, where are the questions? Why are you not asking the questions? Y'all keep talking, but y'all ain't talking. Like, all of this passive, whatever this is that they keep doing is really like annoying. It's like, just get to the nitty gritty, okay? I asked this. This is what really annoyed me.
Tell us, girl.
The redhead asked the Republican sister more questions than she asked him.
Ooh, problematic.
Why are you going to somebody who's not the source for the answer to these questions? You had the opportunity to ask Ryan these questions right in front of him after the counseling sessions when it was fresh. But instead, you chose to wait and ask his sister. Why?
Don't make no sense, honestly.
You don't want the truth.
Period.
You don't want the truth. I said, why are you looking for advice for his sister when you didn't get when you got the advice that you needed from the counselor?
And still didn't take it.
And it's his sister. Like, first of all, I don't even trust Ryan's sister. It's just something about her. It's just something about her.
Her spirit.
Her demeanor. It's like, it's like mean. Or there's just something about her personality. I think Ryan is actually nicer than her.
Way nicer.
So I don't think that, first of all, she doesn't know because she's not Ryan. She can only make an educated guess. But at this point, her guess is just as good as yours, honey, because she's never been in a romantic relationship with her brother, as far as I know.
Exactly. She don't know.
The first thing. And the second thing is, she told you that Ryan probably has someone else, because he probably came home and someone that he's been eyeing for a while or something like that sparked his interest, which made him have doubts about you and how you guys are going to be successful in a relationship. Well, are you going to ask Ryan that now that you have this info? I doubt it.
Nope.
I doubt it.
And tell me who she is too.
Oh my gosh. Like,
show me Facebook.
The passive aggressiveness is the thing that I cannot deal with. Just be straight up. And if the person lies to you, at least you can say, you know what, I tried to ask them, but they was beating around the bush. But you not asking is what I think Ryan literally wants the redhead to ask her. He's begging her to ask. He's not going to say it himself. He's not. That's why a lot of people be ghosting. That's why a lot of men ghost. Because they simply just cannot muster up the courage to tell you that they're not interested in you. But Ryan cannot ghost her in this moment. He has to stick it through for his little paycheck, as y'all say. I don't know what it is, but he has to stick through this process. So he's just gonna, it's just easier for him not to say anything.
Exactly, and back out at the end.
And it's just very annoying to me at this point because I'm watching y'all look each other in the eye and not say exactly what we know y'all was told to say.
And still won't say.
Anyway, I hope next week the couples are going to go on a retreat. I think Marilyn and Gil going to be sleeping in their room the whole time. I think Johnny and Bao going to be
passive aggressive.
Johnny going to be talking bad about Bao, and she going to be just doing her own thing in her own world the whole time. But I think that Ryan and Brett are going to have a talk. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm ready.
Anyway, let's move on to Zach and Michaela.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, it's been 4 weeks into this relationship. And one of them, I don't remember who said, it's been 1 week of good and 3 weeks of bad.
3 weeks of bad to me, but
I'm so sick of them. They're the most immature couple I think we've had on the show since I've been watching. They are exhausting. They both need to grow up.
So annoying.
They are honestly a perfect match because I don't know anybody else who would deal with their immaturity from either one of them. Michaela is like a big, unpredictable ball of anger.
And insecurity.
And Zach is like a big, unpredictable, super complicated metaphor ball of emotion.
And insecurity.
And neither one of them makes sense, to be honest. They both are clueless when it comes to communication.
Both with an F.
Anyway, I think Michaela said Zach is in a constant state of unhappiness. But that's because he with you.
Ooh, girl.
Somebody said actively choosing without, Zach said he feels like in this relationship, he's actively choosing to be in this marriage without actually the meant to be aspect. And you know what? And then Dr. Pepper told him, I don't think things are meant to be.
Girl.
I disagree. I really disagree with that. I really understood what Zach meant.
Asking you shall receive.
Like, some people just force themselves to be in a relationship with this person, but everything else is telling them that they shouldn't be together. I think sometimes, and it doesn't mean that you are meant to be with this person, but sometimes you meet people in life who you just click with.
A magnet.
And things are just meant to be, like, as far as your vibe goes. I feel like what Zach meant is he's choosing to really put in a lot of effort into this relationship, but the vibes ain't there.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
No connection.
And I don't know, just because I'm in a relationship where I feel like it's really like meant to be in an aspect to where, like, let me just say also that I do not believe in this life there's only one person that you can be with, or there's one person that you're meant to be with. I think that me and my spouse have made a conscious decision to stop looking.
Ooh, amen.
There might be other people in the world that we could possibly be happy with, but because we've met each other, we've decided and made a decision to stop looking. And I think that Zach and Michaela's relationship is not strong enough for Zach to say, you know what, I want to stop looking because of you. And I think that's that meant to be aspect. You know, where you just feel like things are really right with this person. Not 100% right, because that's unrealistic. But things are so right that you want to stop your search because you are so, like, enamored with this person. And I think that that's what Zach is meaning by the meant to be aspect. You know, just a really strong connection and a vibe.
Magnetic.
I don't think him and Michaela have a very strong connection. And I feel like the advice that Dr. Pepper gave about things not being meant to be, you have to work at things, is only partially true. You do have to work at things, but some things are easier than others. And this is a very uneasy relationship. It's not easy at all. So that's what he meant by that. And I 100% agree with Zach's point of view on this. I think that this relationship is not easy because there's a lot of more unhappiness than happiness, right? And I think this is a really good example on how I look at relationships, or when I talk to my friends or family or whatever. He said it's 1 week of good and 3 weeks of bad. That means that 75% of the time they're not having fun. And I think it should be the opposite. I think 70% of the time your relationship should be good, and there's that 30% where y'all getting, like Jamie Foxx said, or whatever, And some people might be like 30% is a lot, but that, to me, that's just realistic. It's like 70%, you got a pass.
Girl, you need your own show.
70% in school, below 70 ain't even passing, honey. So that's the way that I would like to look at it. I would love to know what y'all think about that rationale. Anyway, Ryan cried and said, nothing I ever do is good enough. Because I'm a perfectionist and da-da-da-da-da. Baby, go to a counselor.
Talk to the Lord.
Because the fact that nothing you ever do is good enough has nothing to do with Michaela or Dr. Pepper. You need to go to therapy. Talk to your mom and daddy about it.
Period.
Because why is that? Because that's something deeper than just what happened over the last 4 weeks with this relationship.
Childhood trauma.
Michaela said they talked about decision day, and they both said no. Here's what I think happened. I think Zach said, if it was you on your decision day, if today was decision day, what would you choose? And Michaela said, what would you choose? And Zach said, I think right now I'd probably choose no, because we've had 1 week of good and 3 weeks of bad. And then Michaela said, and he said, well, what would you choose? And she said, I choose no. So you can sleep in the other room.
She was hurt.
And Zach was like, why are we sleeping in the other room? Why are we not continuing to try? And she was like, well, because we both said no, which logically makes sense, right? But what doesn't make sense is why y'all was talking about this in the first place. Why would you bring this up, Zach?
Exactly.
Do you want to tell her no? Or what, and why didn't y'all have this conversation on cam?
Because we need to see.
Because I want to see it.
Period.
Why would you ask her about decision day and knowing that your answer was going to be no, first of all? Was there more context? Would you say, well, right now, I would choose no, or yesterday I would have said no, or last week I would have said no, but this week is going really well, so I'm optimistic. And then she said no because that's her personality, because she's salty. Let me tell you something. Michaela, if Zach said no, Michaela's going to say no. It doesn't matter what her original plan was to say yes. They could write their answer on cards before decision day, before they sit on the couch. And if hers says yes and Zach says no, she's not going to open her card. She's going to say no, because that's her personality.
Exactly. She cannot lose.
And that's also like a part of what makes Michaela very immature. I think that if somebody that I was with told me no, I would say, damn, that really hurts, because I was going to say yes, but
never mind.
Let me just move on with my life.
Exactly.
Like the fact that she just said no, well, I'm saying no too, and why are we sleeping in the same room? I understand if y'all both say no, you shouldn't sleep in the same room.
Right.
But is that really how Michaela feels? Because next week we see her literally showing her ass, literally. I think her pants fall down in the middle of the episode because she's running through the lobby of the resort or wherever they at, and she's tearing up furniture, she's throwing stuff, she's bringing Zach's bags back in the house, trying to keep him from leaving. She is going absolutely nuts.
Fighting for her life.
Are you not embarrassed? I really want to know how embarrassed. I might even have to watch the after show next week, because hopefully Michaela's on it. I know she was on it last night. I really want to know, how embarrassed are you to see yourself on TV acting like a damn fool, Michaela?
You should be ashamed.
Child, my daddy's gonna have a kick next week, because he already kicking his feet, talking about, ooh, I can't wait till next week, because he want to see her act a fool.
And so do I.
That's how childish we are. Anyway, I wrote down childish AF. Childish AF. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
The reality is, I wrote down Zach go home every week, and he do. He sleep in his bed every week. Like, honestly, I wouldn't choose to be with him either. He sleep in his bed every week. Baby, what you gonna do? Sleep on the bench in the park if we together?
Okay.
What is it? What about you needs to, what kind of secret life you have, Zach, to where you need to go home every week?
Right. What you doing at home that I can't know about?
Zach's hiding something. And then Michaela left, and she took the seasoning.
Salt and pepper.
She gotta cook. She gotta eat. What? What, you want her to buy new seasonings? But where's Michaela's apartment? Why did she take the seasoning? Don't she have seasoning at her own place?
That's what I'm wondering.
Maybe she bought the seasoning. I don't know, but when we saw them cook, you could tell she really liked seasoning. So
She needed.
I don't know what that was about, but she took the seasoning. They're gonna meet back up next week at the resort, and she's gonna go ballistic when he leaves. Even though she already packed her stuff this week. That's what's not making sense to me. Make it make sense, Michaela.
Right.
Make it make sense, Michaela. That's gonna be the title of next week's episode. Let's move on to the last and the least. Johnny and Bao.
Oh my God. Wow.
Oh my gosh. Ryan and Johnny linked up at the beginning of the episode. I wrote down 2 trash bags linking up. How beautiful.
Just plastic.
2 dumpster dookies.
Just compost.
2 piles of dookie linking up. Okay. Johnny said Bao is trying too hard this week.
Johnny, you can really go to hell at this point. Go ahead and think about it. Let it marinate.
Anybody else just want to slap Johnny? I mean, I really like
All of us.
I feel like we could really all slap Johnny. I think we could.
Take turns.
I think we could. I mean, he don't weigh that much. He weigh about as much as me or less. Johnny specifically asked Ryan what the issue is with the redhead, and Ryan didn't even tell Johnny.
He stayed silent.
He can't tell. Just say you in love with somebody else, Ryan. He ignored the fact he was just like, it's complicated. No, baby, just say you don't like her. I don't like her.
At all.
And actually, Ryan's negativity is making Johnny more negative. I don't even know how that's possible, but it is. That's why you need to stop hanging out with negative people in your life, honey. Stop hanging out with people who ain't got nothing going on and talk about nothing but how they ain't got nothing going on. Because guess what? You ain't gonna have nothing going on either.
Ooh, you spitting today, girl.
Stop hanging out with negative Nancys, honey, because look where it gets you. Divorce.
Okay, and lonely.
But seriously, though, a lot of people be like, oh, yeah, y'all just sit around and talk about bad stuff. Gross.
The shade room.
Y'all just sit around and talk about how terrible your wives are. Instead of sitting around and talking about how good things are.
Amen.
Talk about the check you gonna get from Lifetime, child. Anyway, I said Johnny, the nerd, taking advice from a jock. Terrible advice. Trust, communication, and friendship are the things that Johnny told Bao this episode that they need to work on. These are all things that take time. Trust is built over time. Communication is worked on over time. Friendship, y'all just met 4 weeks ago.
Okay, y'all supposed to be BFFs.
If you wanted to be friends with Bao, you could be friends with Bao. You don't insult your friends.
Period.
Johnny doesn't want to be friends with Bao. He wants to insult her and humiliate her so that he can feel better about himself because he has low self-esteem.
And so she can feel bad.
Who wants to be friends with Johnny?
Nobody.
After seeing how he acts, like who would even want to be friends with him?
Not one person.
Like all he does is manipulate. He is just so, and he's terrible at it.
That's what really tripped me out.
But he's good. But Bao falls for it every single time. He's so bad at it. It's always the same thing. It's like, so what do you think about the relationship?
Here we go. Step 1.
Okay, you think it's going pretty good? Yeah, I don't think it's going that good. I have a few things. I have a list of things that I think you could work on.
Step 2.
And it's like super simple things that we both can work on, but mainly you can work on.
Step 2.
Would you say you have some things that I need to work on? What are they?
Anger. Step 3.
Oh, really? Things that I need to... You know what? Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow, bow. You know what? I'm going to have to get up from this conversation. I think I'm going to sleep somewhere else tonight.
Walking away is step 4.
It's the same over and over.
Pouting.
He goes from excited about having a conversation with you because he's about to put you down. Then he puts you down. And then when you have something to say about him, he gets mad. And then he goes into this childlike pout mode. After his anger goes from 100, he drops back down and he gets childlike where he stands up against the wall and goes into a corner and pouts.
And look depressed.
So that you can get sympathy for all the things that all the emotional roller coaster that he just put you through just then.
Trauma.
Disgusting.
Hated it.
Let me get back to my notes. I wrote down, this is insane. incredible. Bow, 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 bow. I can't believe it. Johnny will never be happy.
Ever.
Johnny will never be happy with himself. Johnny will never be happy with a partner. Johnny will never be happy. Okay? Johnny's sad. I wrote down Johnny is again playing the victim. Of course he is. And I wrote down Johnny don't listen at all. He said when he was talking to Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pepper was giving him a list of things that he needed to do.
He needed to do.
Then he said, you know what? He wasn't even listening to anything she said. He wasn't listening to a damn thing that Dr. Pepper said, and you can tell by the way he was looking. Then he goes, you know what? You're right. I think I have a list of things that we need to work on. I think I just need to get Bow on board. No, your ass need to get on board. The hell? I just gave you a list of things that you need to work on. You need to work on. And now you're talking about what Bow can do. After you sitting here with your hand on your chin, not even listening to a word that Dr. Pepper had to say.
Pretending to listen.
What the heck is wrong with Johnny? He needs evaluations. He needs more than one with an S, evaluations, because I have never seen somebody on this show. So like Chris last season just simply did not care. He was on the show for clout. Johnny literally thinks that he is doing the right thing whenever he says stuff. He thinks he's saying the right thing.
Yeah, they're pretty similar.
He's so delusional. It's scary. Lastly, I said Johnny has low self-esteem.
Major key.
Johnny said in his final conversation with Bow, I'm sorry for saying mean things to you.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I don't want to explode or I'm going to say something mean. Okay, hold on.
What?
You're sorry for saying mean things, but you know you're going to say mean things again once you explode. And then he said something mean by saying, I was never attracted to you. I had 15 years to date you and didn't want you.
Baby, I would have threw my drink in his face.
I would have said, babe, you had 15 years to get married too and didn't do it. What happened?
Ooh, explain.
You had 15 years to be happy too. What happened?
And you unhappy now.
You had 15 years to build a relationship with your dad, but didn't. What happened?
Ooh.
You had 15 years to go to therapy and didn't. What happened?
Still got issues.
You also had 15 years to go to anger management and raise your self-esteem, and you did not. What happened? There's a lot of things you didn't do. So is that me or is that you, babe? If I was Bow, I would have said, baby, you're going to miss out on all of this, but don't miss out on going to therapy and getting some help because you need an evaluation.
Yeah, more than you need me, period. Bye.
Go sleep in the other room. The hell? Johnny is the worst. And I see why he's single. Because he's so unhappy with himself that he's never going to be happy with anybody else. Can I get an amen? Okay, Ruth. Like, it's just, it's only frustrating because he thinks that he's smart.
Yeah.
He thinks he's not problematic when he's the problem. That's what makes this so frustrating. Y'all, please tell me what you think about all of this. Mainly, I want to know what you think about Johnny and Ryan. Because these are the toxic kings this season. Okay? And y'all already know next week is going to be all about Michaela. So anyway, I will see y'all next week. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't be afraid to like it, share it, comment below, and subscribe to my channel. And if you ain't subscribed yet, baby, bye.
Bye.